Axios and SurveyMonkey, which is always a fun name, had decided to look into how Americans really felt about Donald Trump's summit with Vladimir Putin. And I guess unsurprisingly, if you divvy up the respondents based on political ideology, there is a significant difference between Democrats and Republicans. So let's start off with Republicans, or conservatives, I should say. 79% of conservatives approve of how Trump handled the press conference with his Russian counterpart. So this is specifically about the press conference. This is the press conference. This is not, hey, let's have a question that just kind of talks about the broader issue of diplomacy. No. How did Trump perform during this press conference where he basically went against America and told the entire world that he believes Vladimir Putin over our own intelligence agencies?
No, this goes to show you that Republican voters they're just authoritarian by nature. That's what they are. They'd like to give their banana to their leader, and they can't help themselves. So if a Democrat had gone with a foreign leader, let's say the leader of Iran, and had done a press conference saying, the American intelligence agencies are stupid and weak. I believe the leader of Iran. I think the Ayatollah is right. Their heads would have exploded. They would have been traitor, would have lost their minds, impeachment, etc. Trump goes and does that with Putin. Goes, we're weak and stupid. America's wrong. Russia is right. And then he adds on top, right? The Republicans look at that and go, "Oh, great, that's wonderful. He's still our leader, right? Here's my banana. Here's my banana."
But okay, let's juxtapose the response that conservatives had to this summit to the way that they reacted to Obama when he met with other world leaders. Now, we're not talking about Obama meeting with enemies and telling everyone in the world that he supports the enemy over US intelligence, but there was a case where Obama, I believe, bowed to another world leader. Was it Shinzo Abe? Or
yeah, and it was, first of all, you're supposed to, it's custom in Japan, and now Trump has bowed on multiple occasions to multiple foreign leaders because, by the way, and I don't blame him for that, because that's their custom, and it's a decent thing to do. Bush walked around with the Saudi leader holding hands in Crawford because it was custom, and that's diplomacy, and that's totally fine. But they're like, no, Obama bowed a little too much. He was off by a couple of degrees in his bow.
It became a scandal. It became a scandal.
And now this guy goes up and is like bear hugging, if you will, Vladimir Putin, like, Vlad, whatever you say is true, whatever you say, I'm sorry. The Americans are wrong. He went on an apology tour. And 80% of Republicans are like, bravo, way to apologize for America. Make Russia great again. That's what I always meant.
So 79% of conservatives, they approve of this joint press conference with Putin. Let's take a look at independents. Independents, luckily, you have quite a difference. 62% of independents said that they disapprove of Trump's conduct. And then when it comes to Democrats, unsurprisingly, 91% say that they also disapprove.
Look, the fact that the Republican voters have lost their minds at large is one of my, I don't know if I say pet peeve, I just can't believe it. And it's, you would think like, wait, you criticize Republicans all the time. I know, but I really remember I used to be a Republican. I can't believe that the entirety of the party has lost their mind completely. And they have no ability to see what is right and what is wrong, what is true and what is not true. And 4 out of 5 of them, there's nothing that Trump can't do where they wouldn't be like, bravo, way to punch yourself in the face. That was genius the way that you did it, right?
No, it goes further than that. Like if Trump wants to punch himself in the face, that's one thing. But bravo, way to lower America while simultaneously supporting Putin. Like
no, like it's now literal. I'm not sure he could do anything. Remember, he famously said, I could shoot somebody in Fifth Avenue and they'd still support me. Look, first of all, they would definitely find a reason to support him on that. I don't even think that's close. I guarantee you 8 out of 10 Republicans would say, well, of course he's the president, he has the right to execute anyone he likes. He's in the executive branch. That's what you do executions, it's totally fine. Obama did it, I guarantee you they would say that. That's not even close, right? But he could do things that would seem like more antithetical to Republicans. He could spit on the American flag in front of Putin and they'd be like, no, he means that symbolically as rain, which is a blessing. He's helping the American flag. There's nothing that they won't say yes to with. I'm telling you, look, what else can he say? He kissed the Russian leader's ass in front of the whole world. And they're like, nailed it. But look, to be fair, that ass must have been delicious. Okay,
so
all right.
So there was that. And then, yeah, the way that he did a world tour bragging about how awesome Kim Jong-un is.
I mean, and it goes on.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, look, don't lose track of the good news. It's not that 91% of Democrats thought he was a buffoon. That's actually, in my opinion, too low a number. What are who are the 9% of Democrats who thought that was a good? Anyway, so no, the good news is, guys, if you've lost 62% of independents, and it's just on this press conference to be fair, but they're leaning in that direction. They keep leaning in that direction. You lose 62% of independents, you're never going to win an election. You're just not. I know you think, oh no, but he did. He won last time, so there's magic. There's no magic. He ran against a terrible, terrible opponent who represented the elite and the establishment in the minds of Americans. She was the only one less popular than him in American history of all presidential candidates since polling, right? If the Democrats are not that stupid again, although that is a big if, I will grant you that, right? And they nominate someone with a pulse. If you've lost 62% of independents, you're gone. It's not a close election. And so, and overall, for the whole country, how did they think he handled the press conference? 58-40, right? You think like, oh my God, that's amazing. I can't believe 40% of the country thinks that he did a good job in that press conference, and that's depressing. On the other hand, 58-40 is a landslide. It's a landslide. If we had the election today and you put someone that the rest of the country did not view as the elite of the elite, they would crush him. There is no magic. Numbers still exist, and we do still live in the reality-based world. Republican voters might not, but they're gonna get outvoted, especially with that number of independents going, this guy's a buffoon. 2 easy ways to follow Young Turks.